So, you want to find your art style? I get that. Truly, I know the pain. When I was younger, I was in so desperate search of an art style that I watched every single YouTube video out there, thinking that someone might hand me the key to the holy present of the hidden art style that would solve all my art problems. But would you believe me that what you're so desperately searching for was always a part of you? You don't need to find an art style, because you already have your art style. Everything you ever drew, every artwork was created by your hands in your art style. Because no one, not one person, could have drawn it the way that you did it, because they are not you. It's one of the most important lessons I learned in art school. Even with the same floor plan, with the same guidelines and requirements and restrictions, even if the design itself was made in the same time frame, if you had 24 different students, you would have 24 different solutions, 24 different approaches, everyone unique in its own way. So the question is not whether or not you have style, it's whether or not it's being expressed. I think not only as artists, but also as humans, our deepest longing is to be seen. We want to connect and foster community through our authenticity. But in order to be seen, you must first show up. This may seem obvious to some, but for me this was a mind-blowing discovery. The reason why I could not find my authentic style was because I was afraid of showing myself, exposing myself to the world. This was the very most frightening thing I could think of, because as a kid, I always thought my superpower was to disappear in the masses. Of course, I only confessed this as a joke at that time, but my desire to be seen was overshadowed by the fear of being noticed in an unpleasant way. I had a tough childhood at home. My mother was far away from perfect and taught me early on that it was better to go unnoticed than to be seen in a displeasing way. It shaped me into the person that would survive best. A perfectionistic people pleaser, always in search of harmony and even bottling up all negative emotions to keep the peace for as long as possible. This scenario might seem relatable to some of you because, as I recognized, a lot of us artists are perfectionistic and people pleaser and shy away from big public speeches because of this very reason. We fear to be seen. And at this point you might just sit there thinking, well, thank you for exposing me and my deepest fears like that, but what has this to do with finding your art style? I would argue everything. This fear of being seen, no matter where it comes from, is in big conflict with the longing of every artist to express ourselves and our feelings. So if we have to be seen because we want to create, but don't want to be seen because we fear to get hurt, we try to look like the rest, watering down everything unique or controversial about ourselves until something very essential gets lost: ourselves. In this process of looking appropriate for the audience, we get lost in aesthetics and lose what made us special in the first place: our individuality. It is kind of ironic if you think that we intentionally wanted to connect for people to see us, but now we are not even ourselves anymore. We became what we thought they expected to see, what they wanted to see. But the most attractive look is always the most authentic one. If you show up as yourself, everyone can feel the genuine intention and energy you share. It's a change that's not only visually seen, but felt. Style is to express yourself and your uniqueness. With your style, you want to express your personality. It's like your personal handwriting, or the way your voice sounds, or this little weird noise you make when you laugh. All of this is your personal style, your personality in everything you do. When we want to look good for other people, we might alter some things, trying to make our letters less scribbly, or speak not too loud in public, or cover our teeth while laughing. We lose touch with ourselves. To look appropriate, we get lost. And maybe now you can see why you should not go and search for an art style, but for yourself. Find yourself in all the art you create and all the art that inspires you. Get in touch with all the things that make yourself unique and distinguish you from everyone else. Your experiences, your weaknesses and skills, your knowledge, your favorite color, the way you see the world, and so much more. The mixture of these things make you who you are and form the essence of your art style. So to embrace your art style, you first have to embrace yourself, your identity, your personality. You have to learn and accept yourself the way you are and stop twisting and altering all imperfections and keeping everything flawed to yourself. Those are the things we are most interested in. Those are the things we want to connect with. Let's embrace them all and build your art style step by step on the way. Because nobody can give this to you or do it for you. It's something you have to construct yourself. If not done intentionally, it can take you years, up to decades, to finally find what makes your art so special and different from anybody else's. But if you follow a few simple steps, you can manufacture it yourself, tailor it to your wishes, your preferences, and actually purposely work towards the skills you need to finally accomplish your ideal art style. Because believe me, you can teach yourself to draw the way you always dreamed of. And your personal art style even starts before you start drawing. The moment something in art sparks your creative senses, you start developing your style. You want to be searching for these things that resonate with you and collect them. Don't focus on things that just look good or cute or aesthetic. Just find things that make you happy and inspire you and store them in one place. Because now you have to analyze it. The composition, the choice of color, the stylization, the brushwork. Break down everything that makes these art pieces unique and outstanding to you and try to find patterns. These could be themes or colors that seem to inspire you every time over and over. Or maybe some typical subjects you like art that has pets in them, or water, or flowers. Find and save these sparks. If you got a bunch of art, you want to collect like the best 10 to 50 artworks in a file or a mood board to constantly remind you of your goal while drawing. This way, you can start incorporating different things you liked about these artworks in your personal unique way and combine them to form your own art style. I don't want you to mindlessly copy what they are doing and claim their work as yours, but learn from them. They are probably pros in the industry and you are just a beginner. So you better start studying them. You can try to replicate a full piece. This would be called a master study, and you should give the original creator credits if you are about to post your drawing online. Or you can just incorporate little details from the art in your next drawing. The way they render out the hair, or what color they choose for skin, or what pen they use for line art. This way you see the things they do and look if they also work for you. If you do this, you will see some improvements in your art really fast. But sometimes the way they like to do things may not be transferable to your workflow because of the different mediums that we use or because of a lack of skill. Because to achieve long-term success and actually transform your whole style into your own, you have to study the fundamentals. Yes, I know it's boring. Yes, I don't like it either. But as Pablo Picasso once said, you have to learn the rules like a pro to be able to break them like an artist. Depending on your own personal preference, you don't have to learn all of the fundamentals, but the most important ones. If you're drawing stylized characters, you have to learn about anatomy, muscle groups, and the structure of the face. But in this case, convincing backgrounds may not be that important. But it really depends on you and your already existing skill set and what you want to achieve. Set time for yourself to learn and evolve at important things that you think will bring you further to the end goal, expressing yourself through your own art style. And if you develop your own style, hold it tight and dear to your heart. Just as yourself, your art style will change with you. With every challenge you tackle and every experience you make, you learn and you grow and you evolve, and so does your art style. As long as you stay true to yourself and what you love, you are on the right track. Please remember that even when your art style differs from what is trending right now, or what seems to be the ideal or best art style to have these days, your art should be an expression of yourself, not the copy of somebody else. This word does not need a second Samyang or Loish. but it would benefit from a new, original you. Give yourself the permission to be yourself, no matter how that looks. Even if that's chaotic and messy at first. Even if it does not look appealing when you start. Because art is not only about the result and the looks of it. It's how you get there. Celebrate yourself and your quirks and the chaos that makes you, you. Don't lose your sense of individuality. Don't become insecure, but embrace your imperfections with pride. Discover your own authentic self and share it with the world. Because authenticity is universally attractive. So please don't hide away and cover yourself with the expectations of others. You can't dim your light forever just to make others feel comfortable. Give yourself permission to sparkle boldly and glow with grace. Be seen confidently, knowing that someone out there waited for you to be here and show them how it's done. And with these wise words, I thank you for making it this far into the video. If you liked it, please consider sharing it with someone who needs to hear this, save it for later, or just give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Don't miss my next video by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching and listening. And until next time, keep drawing.